What kind of rookie turns down a $2 million endorsement deal before even playing a single down in the NFL? No counteroffer, no negotiation, not even a second thought, just a cold, calculated no. Shedeur Sanders, a fifth-round pick and the son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, just shocked the sports world and rattled the entire professional football business model with a single decision. During a routine call with a Fortune 500 brand, Sanders and his team listened politely to a polished seven-figure proposal, and then, without hesitation, they walked away. No explanation, no back and forth, just a clean rejection that's now echoing through every front office and marketing boardroom in the league. But this wasn't a diva move. This wasn't arrogant, a strategic play by a rookie quarterback who understands one thing better than most veterans. Value isn't given, it's taken. You see, this wasn't just about Shedeur's name or game. It was about leverage, market power, cultural influence, and the awareness that if you hand your image over too early, you sell your legacy cheap. So what makes this rookie think he has the leverage to turn down millions? Why is the NFL, quietly, so nervous about it? And how is a single no thanks from a 21-year-old quarterback rewriting how athletes, brands, and entire sports leagues handle business? Stay locked in, because what Shedeur Sanders just did isn't about money, it's about a movement. And this might be the moment that forever separates the old NFL from the new. A small group of executives from a major Fortune 500 company had scheduled a pitch with Shedeur Sanders' management team. Their goal? Lock in one of the most talked about rookies in the NFL for an exclusive endorsement deal. Worth a guaranteed $2 million up front. They came prepared. A full partnership proposal, brand activations, commercial campaigns, product tie-ins, you name it. On paper, it was a generous offer by typical rookie standards. But before they could even finish the pitch, Sanders' team delivered a response that sent shockwaves through every corner of the business. We appreciate the interest, but we're gonna pass. No counteroffer, no interest in renegotiating, just a firm, polite shutdown. The stunned executives ended the call in silence, and within hours, their company reportedly held a private emergency meeting. Why? Because this never happens. Not from a rookie, not this early, and certainly not without asking for a bigger bag. But here's what they didn't understand. Shedeur Sanders isn't playing by the old rules. This wasn't a last-minute decision. According to multiple sources, his team had already evaluated the market and rejected the idea of rookie discounts entirely. To them, accepting $2 million today could cost tens of millions tomorrow. And that wasn't a risk they were willing to take. At first glance, Shedeur's decision looked bold, even reckless. Turning down millions before throwing a single NFL pass? Most rookies would have sprinted toward the money. But here's the twist. This wasn't bold, it was built. According to people close to Sanders' camp, this rejection wasn't impulsive, it was strategic, and it had been months in the making. Before the draft, Shedeur's team gathered marketing experts, analytics consultants, financial advisors, and media strategists. Together, they didn't just assess the typical path for rookie endorsement deals. They tore it apart. They looked at everything: comparable rookie deals across sports, brand alignment challenges, long-term career impact of early partnerships, social media engagement metrics, merchandise performance, and even cross-cultural audience reach. And the numbers told a simple story. Shedeur was worth more, way more. The $2 million offer on the table? According to internal projections, it was a fraction of what he could command under the right structure. Not just in cash, but in equity, content rights, licensing, and long-term market control. And that's what most people don't realize. In the sports business world, your first deal sets the tone. It becomes the baseline that future negotiations are measured against. Set it too low, and you spend the next 5 years playing catch-up. Sanders didn't want to play catch-up. He wanted to set the rules. And if saying no now meant opening the door to something bigger later, then to him, this wasn't a loss. It was the first move in a much bigger game. The moment Shedeur Sanders said no, the ripple effect was immediate and massive. Behind the scenes, entire marketing departments hit panic mode. Brands that had followed the traditional rookie playbook, low-ball offers, early lock-ins, control-heavy contracts, were suddenly exposed. The old system assumed players would say yes because they were just happy to be invited to the table. Not this time. According to sources inside sports marketing circles, several major brands immediately began reevaluating their entire endorsement strategy. Why? Because one rejection from a fifth-round rookie just made their offers look desperate, dated, and dangerously undervalued. Apparel companies started adjusting their rookie budgets. Beverage giants began seeking more flexible partnership models. Tech firms and crypto brands opened conversations around equity and content co-ownership. And here's the real disruption. The playbook just exploded. Everyone used to know the rules. You offer a flashy lump sum upfront, attach your logo, and control the messaging. Players were expected to smile and play along. But Sanders flipped the script. Instead of chasing brand deals, he made brands chase him. And that changes everything. Now, other athletes are watching. Agents are rewriting contract templates. Even Fortune 100 companies are scrambling to learn one uncomfortable truth. Influence is the new currency. Shedeur didn't just reject a deal. He exposed how much power truly lies in a player's brand, reach, and relevance. And if a rookie can do that before taking his first snap, the endorsement landscape may never look the same again. And this ripple, it's turning into a wave. What Shedeur Sanders just did wasn't only a business move, it was a message. To the league, to sponsors, and most importantly, to other athletes. By turning down $2 million and walking away like it was nothing, Shedeur sent a loud, unmistakable signal. We don't have to play by your rules anymore. And that message is spreading fast. Agents are already adjusting how they represent incoming rookies. College athletes watching this unfold are rethinking their post-draft strategies. Even high school players, still years away from the pros, are learning something that previous generations never believed possible. You can have leverage before you ever take the field. Across NFL locker rooms, there's quiet admiration. Players are DMing his team, asking how they're doing it. Some are even questioning whether they sold themselves short too early in their careers. Because once you see someone take a bold step and survive it, it changes what everyone thinks is possible. And it's not just about endorsements. It's about control. Control of your image, your message, your value. Shedeur isn't adjusting to the system. He's forcing the system to adjust to him. That's empowerment. Not begging for a seat at the table, it's also a direct challenge to the old heads who built careers on controlling athlete narratives. The ones used to rookies being grateful for any opportunity. Sanders isn't grateful, he's calculating. And that alone makes him dangerous to the status quo. Because this isn't just about one deal or one player. It's the beginning of a mindset shift. A new era where athletes no longer just play the game, they own their piece of it. Let's be honest, most rookies couldn't get away with this. But Shedeur Sanders isn't most rookies, and brands know it. The leverage he's holding didn't come from an agent's sales pitch. It came from the data, cold, trackable numbers that executives can't ignore. Start with his social media presence. His engagement rates consistently outperform not just other rookies, but many established NFL veterans. We're talking millions of views, tens of thousands of daily interactions, and an active, loyal fan base across multiple platforms. Then there's merchandise, Despite being a fifth-round pick, Shedeur's jersey and apparel sales are moving at a pace normally reserved for first-round quarterbacks. That kind of traction isn't common, it's elite. And it tells brands one thing: people don't just watch Shedeur, they buy into him. But maybe the strongest proof of all? His cross-demographic reach. Unlike most athletes, Shedeur appeals to more than just hardcore football fans. His audience spans age groups, cultures, and even international borders. He's relevant in conversations around sports, fashion, music, entrepreneurship, you name it. And that cross-market relevance is branding gold. Brands don't want just talent anymore. They want reach, influence, and Sanders checks every box. Even more powerful, he's not dependent on traditional media to build that following. He owns his content, he controls his narrative, and he can shift public sentiment with a single post more effectively than most corporate campaigns. So when he turned down $2 million, it wasn't ego, it was math. He knows exactly what he brings to the table. He just decided the offer didn't match the numbers. And when athletes know their value down to the decimal, that's when the game changes. Shedeur Sanders isn't just trying to make money. He's building a business model. And that's the real reason he turned down a $2 million endorsement deal. Most rookies are focused on the next game, the next contract, the next opportunity someone else gives them. Shedeur, he's focused on ownership, equity, and long-term brand control. His goal isn't to be paid by the system. It's to create one of his own. People close to Sanders say his team has mapped out an entire ecosystem around him. A media company to own and distribute content. Merchandising and licensing deals with full creative control. A documentary series in development. Brand partnerships that prioritize equity over flat fees. Even tech-forward monetization models through digital platforms. Endorsements are no longer his endgame. They're one small piece of a much bigger structure. And here's what makes it even more disruptive. He's treating brands like partners, not paychecks. If a company doesn't align with his long-term vision, he walks. If the terms don't offer collaboration, co-ownership, or content freedom, it's a no. This approach throws legacy marketing executives into chaos. They've been using the same playbook for decades, but Shedeur's flipping it page by page. Who understand attention, culture, and monetization can build multi-stream revenue empires before they even take over the field. To them, $2 million today isn't worth giving up $100 million in control tomorrow. Don't think of Sanders as a quarterback who knows business. Think of him as a business who just so happens to play quarterback. And as this model gains traction, everyone, from first-rounders to late picks, is watching and taking notes. Behind the cameras and corporate smiles, the energy inside NFL boardrooms and brand offices is shifting from curiosity to concern. Because Shedeur's rejection didn't just reject a sponsor, it rejected an entire power dynamic. League insiders, where athletes earn power after they've built their resume, not before. And when a fifth-round pick starts negotiating like a CEO, it sets off alarms. General managers now have to factor in off-field leverage when considering draft picks. Coaches are asking how to manage locker rooms where rookies can earn more off Instagram than veterans make on the field. Marketing departments are under pressure to explain why outdated endorsement deals are suddenly being turned down. And then there's the ripple effect. Multiple sources say brands are already seeing early-stage resistance from other young athletes. Why am I accepting this deal if Shedeur said no to more? Is becoming a common question in negotiation calls. Even sports agents are being forced to evolve, rethinking how they pitch clients, investing in content strategy, and hiring social branding consultants. But here's the part that really stings the establishment. They didn't see it coming. They underestimated Shedeur. They thought he'd be happy for the check and the spotlight. Instead, he flipped the power dynamic and walked away without blinking. Now, executives, coaches, and even broadcast partners are left scrambling. Because when a rookie quarterback quietly rewrites the playbook off the field, everyone else is suddenly playing catch-up. To understand why Shedeur Sanders' rejection hit so hard, you have to understand the culture behind it. This wasn't just an athlete making a business move. It was a Gen Z declaration. This generation doesn't wait to earn their voice. They build platforms early, monetize from day one, and prioritize ownership over approval. They're not just workers in the system. They're architects of their own brands. Shedeur's decision didn't come from arrogance. It came from understanding his place in a digital world where attention is currency and control is power. Millions of young athletes, creatives, and entrepreneurs saw his move and instantly connected. Not because they play football, most don't, but because the message was bigger. Know your worth, demand your value, don't wait for permission. And just like that, a football story became a cultural movement. Shedeur didn't just turn down a check. He turned up the volume for an entire generation. The $2 million rejection wasn't the end of the story. It was just the trigger. Now, brands are scrambling to rewrite contracts. Rookies are asking tougher questions. And the NFL? It's facing a shift it can't control. And even content deals just to stay relevant. Meanwhile, league insiders worry about how this could impact draft dynamics, locker room balance, and team marketing plans. And then there's the players, the ones who used to settle, the ones told to wait their turn. They're no longer waiting. Because the next time a brand lowballs an athlete, that athlete might follow Shedeur's lead and walk. This isn't just a one-time outlier. It's the beginning of a system-wide recalibration. Every deal that comes after this one will be measured against it. And every athlete that negotiates now has a new floor, thanks to one rookie who chose long-term positioning over instant payout. So what happens next? Everything changes. Shedeur Sanders may not have thrown a touchdown in the NFL yet. By turning down $2 million with a quiet, confident no, he didn't just rewrite his own career path. He redefined what power looks like for the next generation of athletes. He didn't wait to prove himself on the field. He proved something even bigger off it. That value isn't just in stats or status. It's in strategy. And now, the endorsement world is shaking. The league is scrambling, and every young athlete out there just saw what happens when you know your worth and act like it. This was never just about one deal. It was about setting a new standard. A rookie, backed by data, culture, vision, and audacity, just drew a line in the sand. And everyone else, they'll either adapt or get left behind. Because the old playbook? Yeah,